What up? What up? It's your boy Marco from Upside Down Studios. It is What the Fuck Wednesday. Before we start this shit out, I'd like to say fuck you to Spectrum and whatever algorithm or whatever that's been fucking up my goddamn show already. This is fucking ridiculous. I pay outrageously amounts of money for the fucking internet that I have just for right a few minutes before my show to have problems or during my show. And I already know that this shit is done fucking, it's done intentionally. I've gotten a hold of the fucking company and they giggled at me. Fuck you guys. I'm going to say what the fuck I'm going to say regardless of what the fuck you do. All right. That out the way. How's everybody fucking doing out there? If y'all haven't noticed, I got a little bit of attitude. I done read some fuck shit today and then heard a lot of fuck shit going on in this country. So it's just me and Greg tonight ripping up shit. So we just gonna start this off right now. What up, Greg?
What's going on, everybody?
So shit. That was the universe telling me to calm the fuck down. While Greg's on here, and I know she's floating around there, I just want to say happy birthday, happy 28th birthday to Greg's beautiful wife. We celebrated it Monday. She's the cat. She's the glue that holds Upside Down Studios together. When one of us is fucking up, she always drags us back in and sets us right. So happy birthday to Kat from a whole Upside Down Studio universe and internet world out there. And also to another one of our sisters out there, Nikita France. Happy birthday. Much love. Much love.
Yep, and then we also got another one coming up.
We had Jared's. We had Jared. Happy birthday to Jared, but we did that last week. Who we got coming up?
We got, I'm pretty sure Mama's is at the end of the month.
Mama! Oh, how do you, Mama?
Yep, and then there was one more too. Ricky, I think. Ricky's birthday's in.
I think the Sasquatches is coming up. Oh, shit. So happy birthday from all of us. We love you and all that type of shit right there.
Yep.
Apparently, we love you more than our country has been loving us anymore. So, I was talking to Greg right before the show about this. There's a man. Let me find this. Let me find where the fuck this is at.
Here, I'll just bring up that.
The article on the Social Security?
Yeah, I'll just bring that up. Soon as my shit wants to work.
So the premise of what got this fire in my ass is, I got a handicapped child. I mean, first of all, we don't need for nothing. If my family, my kids or whatever need anything, I'll go out and I'll go make that shit happen. I ain't never been for a government handout or whatever. More and more these days, I want to take it just because they're giving it to people that don't deserve it. But it is what it is. But my son, I got two handicapped sons. Neither one of them can get Social Security. They've both been denied. One is mentally and physically handicapped. The other one is physically handicapped. He was shot. Denied from Social Security. Denied. Well, what that got to do with anything? There's a man, 60-year-old man, down where's that at, Greg?
Florida. Imagine that. There you go.
60-year-old man in Florida. He decided he was gonna go down there to Florida to retire. And he paid his dues. He done paid into all the taxes and Social Securities his whole fucking life. Ever since he was able to work.
60 years.
He was in law enforcement. He helps out in his community, does all the right things. So when he finally, and he's been through the processes. He even got to the process where he was entitled, or they told him he was entitled to about roughly rounding it up, $1,700 a month. I think it was $1,650 or something like that. They told this man to his face, a peace officer, a member of the community, an American fucking citizen, that he is getting dick. He is getting absolutely nothing because one of his parents was Canadian, so he's not a citizen.
Wait a minute. Yeah, I didn't really read the article, but so one of his parents was a citizen and one wasn't. Is that what you?
One was a citizen, American. His dad was a citizen. His mother was Canadian. The dad went up to Canada, met the mom.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, they got married or whatever. Um, he was born in Canada. Now,
Okay.
it's to most people here that I've talked to, when you're in a situation like that, you have dual citizenship. Fuck, my son's best friend who lives with us, he has dual citizenship for Greece and America. At least he thinks. After this, I'm gonna have to
Right.
talk to him to fucking make sure he knows.
Mm-hmm.
Because his mama still lives in Greece. His father was from over here. He assumes that he has dual citizenship. He might have. He had papers from back in the day, but these days, them papers don't mean dick because he's not fucking illegal. He's not Venezuelan. He's not Mexican. He's not El Salvadorian. He's not from the People's Republic or whatever the fuck over there. These people are. These people who are actually being parts of our fucking, these are the type of people we want in our society. These are the type of people who helped our society, and we are telling them to go fuck themselves. And why? So Pepe and his 4 fucking kids that ain't his could come across and get every goddamn little thing that they could possibly get. Dude, I seen a fucking it goes on a lot during on YouTube at night. If you don't have YouTube Premium, you catch commercials. So I got premium, so I don't ever see them motherfuckers. But when I'm over a friend's house, that's when I see this shit. And the fuck shit that's going on, and you can see they're trying to smooth it over for Biden. But there's commercials going on about this $5,600 that people could get. $5,600. And even in that commercial, it's saying they give the government giving all these illegals the money, y'all. And you remember the last time during election season, they trying to sway the election, so they're going to give us this $5,600. You better go get yours before they even say it. They even say it in the commercial, and at the same time, they kind of democratically smooth it out for the fucking Democrats. You guys are the ones who fucking doing it. And then I called to find out because I seen a couple of the ads on Facebook. You get this money, you get eligible. You know what that shit is real. It's real. But you know how you're eligible for it? You cannot have a job. You cannot be on any kind of welfare. You cannot be on any kind of medical assistance. You cannot be on any kind of anything that's free from the government.
So basically, any government assistance.
Right. And then you get the $5,600.
So you have
what about the illegals that are not only getting vouchers, they getting like $5,600 a piece. That's like mom, dad, kids, everybody getting that. They getting phones, they getting clothes vouchers, they getting free health care. They get that $5,600 ain't dick to what one fucking illegal gets. What the fuck is going on? And then we got these idiots out here still. Oh, you're just racist. Or you're American. Motherfucker, I watched Joe Biden in the interview say, somebody called him out on the whole illegal thing and the inflation thing. You know what that motherfucking piece of shit had to say? I want everybody who don't like me, who don't like Donald Trump to hear this. That motherfucker said, it's okay. You guys have the money to spend.
Wow.
You dirty motherfucker. Dude. Fucking ridiculous. When he looked bold faced, that wasn't even a made up, because you could tell that wasn't teleprompter shit. Motherfuckers in the White House was like, what did this old fuck just say?
I knew we should have fired
him. Have the money. Even if we did have the motherfucking money, Dirty Joe, who the fuck are you to tell us that we got the money to spend on the illegals? But this old man here, this old man from Florida, he can't get his fucking Social Security?
Yep.
That's some straight fuck shit, dude.
Right. I don't understand it. Never
Nobody
have, never
does.
will, man.
And anybody who tries to change it or anybody who tries to go against the fact, no, you're a racist and you're this and you're that. Fuck you. I'll be a racist. Fuck them illegals. Send them the fuck back to where they came from. There. I'm racist. I'm also Native American, motherfucker, and I'm Hispanic, and I'm a minority. So fuck all you.
In my opinion, you ain't got to send them back. They just got to do what we got to do. We got to survive. We got to work. We got to, you know what I mean? I mean, I understand trying to help out, and if you're trying to help out, they get the same government assistance we get. Food stamps, you got Section 8, you got all kinds of shit that they could do.
Even when that was the premise, because that was the premise at first. But even at that, the illegals go to the front of the line. Fuck, what was it, last year when we did that story about the guy downtown right here in Youngstown? He was here with his family his whole fucking life. He's been filing paperwork the right way for him and his family to be legal. They came here legal on work visas, and they still fucking send his ass back. 7 years of paperwork, and because something wasn't signed on a fucking line, they let his family stay here, but they sent his ass back to the litter box. What the fuck?
Right. But again, that's why we have illegals, because you have shit like that happens all the time too on their end. You know what I mean?
And then we got, what was it, 30,000, and that was a month ago. So Lord knows them numbers could have quadrupled by now. 30,000 children, not total getaway, just the children that are lost here in America. 30,000. Just think about 30,000 children. What's a normal high school graduating? Maybe 1,000. So 30 fucking high schools worth of fucking kids are lost supposedly somewhere in America.
Supposedly.
And then that ain't coinciding with the gotaways, the adults that they have no fucking clue where at.
Right now, I got a buddy of mine that I went to school with and hung out a little bit with in high school and shit. We separated ways, but I had his sister on my Facebook and him. The sister has been posting missing shit for, I think, since last Monday. He's been missing, and nobody's heard from him. She even said because he gets government assistance and shit, he's disabled, I guess. But and food stamp card hasn't been used. Nobody's heard from him. Phone hasn't been used. You know, it's a pretty rough situation, and that's just one person. You know what I mean? And there's thousands and thousands and thousands like that.
Right, and it just, I just don't, like, where are these people at? 30. I mean, I could see you lose even, and this seems like a big number, but in America, it's really not. You lose 100 people. That's an amount of people. But 30 fucking thousand, you're gonna tell me you don't know where 30,000 kids are? And then you wonder why people got these conspiracy theories about the lizard people or about the fucking, the upper class, draining adrenochrome from these kids or all the fucking other ritualistic shit. This is why. Because all right, look, we lost them. They're here in America. At least you know where the fuck we're at in America. Okay, they here. We got no choice. They here. But where? Now that, in my eyes, because all these bastards who want to fucking let these fuckers in, that's their big thing. We care about the children. We can't separate the children. We got to make sure we take care of the children. All right, well, where the fuck are they at? You know where MS-13 is. You know where all these fucking Arab illegals coming through with bombs and shit are. You know where the Chinese are, where they're coming across with all the guns. Where are the kids?
Man.
Don't nobody know, nobody talks about it neither. Everybody talks about the flood of fucking illegals coming in, this and that. Okay, well, where are they? where they at? Like, I know where the adults are. We see adults getting dropped off all the time. You know, they fucking drop adults off right up the road from me. They drop them off down around the corner to Haitians. Yes, we know about you, Core Civic Center. You know, those were the centers that were they were called fusion centers back in the Obama days.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they put these fucking so-called prisons up, and you know they work as private prisons for a while, and then all of a sudden they get all fenced in, and playgrounds get put in there, and you know, you see people, families going in and out of there, but it's still supposed to be a prison. No, they're reintegration camps, pretty much. They take your illegals, they put them there. They're pretty much like hotels where they teach you a little bit of a language, they give your kids a little bit of an education, and then they drop you off, and then you're in Youngstown now, or you're in wherever the fuck now. Shit is real, people. You know, we ain't just Trump supporters who fucking hate, you know, anything that are brown or, you know, or and don't want to. No, you're fucking being retarded. You take care of your own home before you take care of anybody else's. It's just that simple. It is just that fucking simple. And if we ain't taking care of our own home, then the riffraff who destroyed their homes are going to come and destroy yours.
Oh, fuck.
Well, that's all I got to say about that topic. Fuck this whole fuck Joe Biden and this whole border issue and this whole Social Security system. This is a damn shame. This man should be able to get his goddamn due.
Right. Especially since there is solid proof that he paid into the shit. That's what pissed me off about the whole fucking situation. I don't care if he's illegal or whatever paperwork wasn't signed or he didn't get
You
whatever.
got a point there because
he paid into that shit.
Right.
He should get his money back from that.
Even if they send him back, even if they deport him, nigga, you owe that man 60 fucking years of work.
Right.
So you give him his money and you send him the fuck home then.
Right. And basically, I think it should be paid one lump sum, period, point blank. And it should be a high dollar amount just because he has to go. You're deported, just because you want to be dicked. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, the way I feel about the illegals is the way I feel. But if you have made it past the system, they let you in, and you have been one of them few that are actually productive in society, and you are one of the few that actually try to do the right thing, motherfucker, you're due your due. You work, you are due your due.
Right.
No matter what. They tell you got to go back. You are owed what you put in.
Right. Exactly. That's what it did. You always work, no matter what. If you put the work in, you deserve payment. Period. Point blank. I don't care what it is.
Yeah, you were absolutely right. I just don't understand it. That I mean, the mindset these days,
right?
You give to those who don't give a fuck, and you take away from the ones who built the fucking foundation. I don't understand it. We in 4 years have built. I mean, they love to call them tent cities or encampments, but they've pretty much built cities and towns. Real deal. These aren't tents. These aren't encampments. You know, the little pictures they love to show on the news of the people under the bridge and all that. Really? No, the fuck they did. That shit is all dispersed out. They had that shit settled back when the Cubans were coming way back in the 80s. You know, it went from them tent camps that they started putting up them 15-minute cities. You know, everybody like talk about, yeah. So they all got fucking, and then they think they fucking, you know, they're owed this shit. You know, they're the ones that we're given to are the ungrateful ones that don't want to work, that claim that they are owed this shit. Why? Because Joe Biden said so. You can't kick me out of this hotel. I don't want to eat this fucking filet mignon. It don't taste like carne asada. Dude, when I seen that fucking expose on the fucking one hotel that was taken over, and yes, taken over, and the owners of the place can't do dick about it because of the government. They were feeding these people like top notch, like room service, steaks, and fucking like asparagus, and fucking the all the fixings and shit. They showed the trash in that place. Meals not even open. Meals half open. Shit just stacks and stacks and stacks. How many of our veterans are on the street right now, homeless and hungry? Not getting a goddamn thing?
Right.
Hmm?
Exactly.
But these people got the nerve to claim that they're hungry and they're oppressed, but you just got given a fucking meal that over here in Ohio would probably cost $50 a pop. And you're gonna turn your nose up at it because no salsas on that bitch. You got a fucking high-rise apartment in downtown New York City, but you ain't got to pay for a fucking thing, and you deserve more. You deserve more.
Yep. That's the mentality nowadays, man. I'll never understand it.
What's really weird is I said, or I've been watching a lot of these comedians and a lot of these newer coming up ones. The millennial ones are trying to talk down on Gen Zs. Well, you did this and that's the reason why we're the way we are. And it's okay because everybody has a gun and we can't go to a school and shoot each other. This and that. You know what, fuck faces? This is all for you millennials and for you all you libtard snowflakes in there. When we were coming up, yeah, we did have guns. There was one school shooting in our generation, in ours growing up. That was Columbine. And magically, it had weird significances in the universe because it was on 420, which is Hitler's birthday. So if that don't scream some kind of weird conspiracy, I don't know what does. But that's what we had. We had one kid who's, they try to say there was some friends or whatever, but we had a kid in a trench coat and he snapped. We went to school with kids that had shotguns in their cars. There was times that these
Hanging
kids,
in the back window.
right, there was times that these kids got actually days out or hours off the school day because it was hunting season.
Uh-huh.
These kids, there was a lot of them that didn't like each other. There was a lot of them that were that had beef or this and that. They all had weapons. Nobody got shot. So fuck you guys with that whole gun fucking bullshit. Just because your parents fucking told you this or that, or you got some kind of fucking function in your head, fucking be responsible with it.
Right.
In our world, not in another life, not in another universe, in our world right now, there are 9 and 10-year-olds right now that will fucking kick your ass in a military situation. They know how to use the guns. They know how to use the fucking grenades. They know how to, they are armed. They are armored. They know how to fucking, drive tanks. They know how to fucking come up out the woods and kill you. If you can't handle a motherfucker walking around you with a 22, or if you can't handle holding a fucking weapon, you're a fucking idiot. You need to be trained. You need to have some common sense. Now, speaking of that whole issue, though, because I was trying to figure out how to work this in there. I've always been, again, for the boys in blue. I've always been a supporter of the police officers and law enforcement. But it's just, I'm tired of saying it. I'm tired of saying it. We got to do better. Y'all got to do better. Y'all got to do fucking better. There's just no other. The cops that we grew up with, we thought were assholes, but they were actual cops and they did their fucking job.
Mm-hmm.
They were peace officers. There are no more peace officers. And if there are far and few anymore. The good cops, I still know a few good cops, but there are just a few good cops. And the one thing I would love to fucking say to all law enforcement right now, you guys don't deserve guns. You guys don't deserve guns. I'm sorry. I live in a fucking war zone. Behind this fucking picture is my backyard. I'm surprised we don't hear gunshots right now. Cops don't deserve guns. I believe that every cop from now on should have to earn their weapon or take it from somebody who has a weapon. Old school. You need you a 9mm, you better stop that dope dealer with your bare hands. Maybe you'll have some fucking respect for life. Maybe you'll have some respect for these people. Maybe you'll think about before you go into the wrong fucking person's house and start killing people.
Yep.
And it's just going up and up. And I can't even blame this administration for this one. This started with the summer of love. When they started fucking downing cops and started attacking cops and saying, oh, it was okay. And let's teach our kids that this is okay. That's where shit went south. Because all the good cops, or most of the good cops, said, fuck it. We don't need this shit. They helped out the community so much to just get a fucking pie in the face. Fuck it, I would leave too. But now what are we left with? All these fuck idiots who are killing kids, who are killing families, it don't matter if you're black no more. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear this bullshit that the cops are killing black folks. No, the cops are killing people. I didn't watch a drunk white lady come out the house. It was live. Dude is fucking telling her, look, she's drunk. We just got into an argument. Neighbors called the cops. She came outside. Yeah, she was a little belligerent. Didn't go nowhere near the fucking cops. Boom, she's dead. Why? She didn't have a weapon. She didn't have no nothing. And then they want to go after the boyfriend because he's trying to stop them from murdering his fucking girlfriend.
Yeah, there's way too many situations like that. There was a husband and a wife who was the same way, but the husband come out of the house. And he had just come out the house. Didn't even know the cops were there or anything. Come out the house, and when he come out, the cop drew his gun, and dude had his hands in his pocket. When he come out of his pocket, had something in his hand. Wow, dead right there on his fucking front porch. Here was his fucking phone. He had it in his fucking pocket. He just put his phone in his pocket walking out the door. Still had his hand in the pocket. And fucking cops stared the shit out of him, standing there with a long rifle, you know what I mean? Pointing at this dude.
Yeah, and I've been watching a lot of these, where the people video, when they get pulled over and stuff, and some of the fuck shit that these cops are doing these days, man. I mean, it's just.
Well, listen, I'll put it to you this way too. You gotta understand where the cops are coming from too. For example, look at these sovereign citizens, or however you say it. I don't know.
Sovereign citizens, yeah.
Right. You ever watch some of the videos of these cats getting pulled over? Are you fucking kidding me? Right, and it's not even that. And all they're doing is asking for your ID. Well, I don't have the ID. Give the motherfucker your ID and let him out and go on about your fucking way.
This is the problem, though. I always had that frame of thinking, and I'm still at that point. Look, you want my ID? Here's my ID. I don't want to hear. Just so we avoid the issue. But them sovereign citizens are right. Them sovereign, and this is the reason why these sovereign citizens act up, and why a lot of people are starting to act up now. Wait a second.
I know that sound. Oh, the chickens are fucked up. Why is there only the one fucked up?
One looks like it's crispy. It's being cooked. All right. So, and this goes back to the Arizona thing. a few years back. Remember when Arizona was doing the stopping and the ID and everybody?
Uh-huh.
And then they had a fit and they passed a law that Arizona's not allowed to do that shit. Okay, well, if you're not allowed to fucking ask this illegal for his ID, you're not allowed to ask my fucking white ass or my Puerto Rican ass or my American ass for my ID.
Yeah.
It's
And
that, and that goes back to what I was saying. A lot of these cops, it's like they don't know the law. It's like they don't know. It's either I give the benefit of the doubt that they don't know their shit instead of just saying fuck it, I know and I don't give a fuck about it.
right.
Because I
But at
mean,
the same time, like, why does it matter if they want to ID you? Let them fucking ID you. If you're
I
not
agree.
doing,
I agree.
if right, but if you're not doing anything wrong, you're not trying to hide any fucking thing. It shouldn't be an issue. And
I
I'm sorry, but if I want to, if I'm in a room with you and I want to identify you and I don't know nothing about you, I want to know about you because we're in this fucking room by ourselves. You know, I want
right.
to know if I'm able to turn around and look in the corner, and make sure somebody else ain't there.
I agree. But the
But
point being though is if we as United States citizens or we as people on this fucking ground, if I have to show my ID, then so does Felipe. And
I
it's not a
honestly, I
fucking racist thing.
right. But at the same time, it don't even matter. It's still the point. The matter is, it's that basically, like for example, if they pull you over, there's a reason why they pull you over. You might not even did anything wrong. They might seen your car just rob the same make and model and color, didn't catch a plate, just robbed the fucking bank up around the fucking corner, shot two fucking people. You
Right.
know what
It's
I
not my
mean?
cousin Vinny thing. Yeah.
Right. So it could be for any fucking reason. So it maybe it's not because they're just fucking with you, which yeah, don't get me wrong, there's some ones that do. But it's so much easier to just here's my ID, here's
I
my shit,
totally agree. But
and be
again,
done with it.
I'm at the point where I'm seeing, I guess I'm starting to see where a lot of from the other side because I'm always playing devil's advocate. I can't
Right.
argue one side of the thing if I don't see the other side.
Right.
And it's just more and more, back when I started this journey, when I started my argument, I was up here. I was up here. It
Right.
was, show your fucking ID and shut the fuck up. Fucking don't mouth off to the cop and you won't get your ass whooped. Don't
Right.
fucking, don't go fucking moving around and you ain't gonna get shot or don't go reaching for the gun. But nowadays, it's
Everything
done switched.
switch
It's
times
now
done
the
changed.
cop
Right.
is walking up on you with his fucking gun before he asks you a goddamn thing, or
Right.
you're a kid and you're getting shot in the fucking wrist for putting your hands up.
Right. But I don't know. It I can, like I said, I can also see it from the other point of view too, and not having to be identified. If you ain't doing nothing wrong, that fine. I understand that too, but at the same time, and because 50% of the people that do that have a reason why they're doing it because they have
Right,
warrants,
right,
or
right.
you know what I mean.
And I totally get that. I
The
totally just like
other the other 50%, almost all the time, they only do it just to get a rise, just to do something. And the reason why is, if you've noticed, 90% of them have a goddamn camera. So all they're doing is just agitating and doing that kind of shit. You know what I mean? But then, even at the same time, some ones where you get just the cops view of the camera and they don't have a camera. And maybe they're just tired of being fucked with, maybe they're having a bad day, whatever the case may be. But the only reason why they're doing it is simply because they don't want to.
and again, I totally understand. Like, if you don't want to, and the cops telling you you're just being a dick. But as an American, we got that right.
Yeah, you do, but
We got that right. But again, just like everything else, you don't have a right to fucking fend off the consequences.
right.
But here's another example. Not I don't know if I might have sent you the video or not. Man and a woman. Woman is drunk. Man is kind of buzzed. People see the people, the neighbors or something called the police and said that the people were arguing. They weren't arguing. They were sitting on their front porch, just partying on their own property, barbecuing.
No, they were just probably loud, being loud.
A little bit, but it was just two people.
Right.
Now, cops come. The officer says there's no fighting. Well, we got a domestic violence. The woman says, "There's no fighting. We have a domestic violence." Guy can, showed all his credentials and everything. The gentleman wasn't, that buzzed. The woman was kind of buzzed. She wasn't being belligerent. She's just like, "What are you guys doing here on our property? There's nothing going on." They pulled the woman away. Um, I'm assuming, like I said, I'm giving the cop the benefit of the doubt to see if maybe the woman was afraid to say something
Right.
or whatever. I'm
Right.
trying to give this cop every good attention up until he pulled his fuck shit. The woman kept saying, "Can you please stop? Unhand me," because the dude was like forcefully,
Right.
removing her off her property. Um, they get down by the cop cars. The lady fucking her leg buckles because she has fucking high heel, like not like high heel, but she had a
Right.
heel on her shoe.
Right.
Cop slams her against the fucking car. The lady's like, "What the hell are you fucking doing?" The guy's like, "Where's your ID?" The lady's like, "Leave me." At this point, you just slammed me against the car. You pulled me off my property, supposedly so to help me. Now you're slamming me up against the fucking car.
Right.
The guy who's talking to the other cop is like, "Hey, what are you doing to my girlfriend?" Now they start detaining the guy. So in the meantime, the girl is like, "What are you doing to him?" Now there's chaos. Dude, next thing you know, and this is all body cam footage. This ain't somebody else on the side. This wasn't the neighbors.
Right.
Nothing.
Right.
This
Right.
is body cam footage. This fucking cop picked this woman up who couldn't have been 120 pounds soaking wet, slammed her on her fucking face to the ground, dude, like a goddamn WWE wrestler. Like, boom. And he's yelling at her, "Get up, get up." Chick is out. Chick is out. Like her face instantly swole up. Her jaw was like.
Right.
Now at the end of the video, like it was an attorney who was playing the body cam. I guess it was the guy, the people's attorney. That cop ended up losing his job. The
Well,
cop
shit. Yeah.
he didn't get any jail time. He didn't get reprimanded. He just lost his job. And you can see him trying to cover his ass afterward, like in the body cam footage. He's asking neighbors, "Did anybody call domestic violence? Did anybody see him hit her? Did anybody see her attack him? Did anybody?" No, you asshole. And that's another thing that a lot of cops, in that situation, I don't think it'd work. But I have found out. What do you got going on with your mic?
And I keep getting the. I need to clean out the contacts. I keep getting a little bit of static.
Unless there is probable cause, which is that, cops can say anything probable cause, but unless it's probable cause or somebody calls and it has to be, like it's got to be. I guess there's a level of what it sounds like, call sounds like, or severity. Police just can't come up on your yard. Police, like, they just can't come up on your shit.
Right.
I found that out and I tested the theory, and it worked. Because every time if any run in as an adult that I have with a police, I know where my property line is, and I walk straight to that property line. If the police officer or any kind of authority comes past that line, I'll politely walk them to that line, and then we speak.
Yep.
I don't go on that side because that's a fine line there. People don't realize that's how a lot of these protesters get fucked. Dude, you sound like you got demons in your background.
Yeah. Think. Hold on.
Like it sounded like a voice coming through the fucking sound. But yeah,
Hold on. I'll be right back. Hold on. Hold on.
yeah. Well, for you people out there, what I was talking about is, at least to my knowledge so far, I'm no lawyer. I do my research, but it's only about particular instances at a time. I don't, claim to be that armchair fucking lawyer or attorney. But watch when you politely walk the authorities to their line. You make sure you don't go over that line, because when you are on public property, then the authorities got the right to do what they do.
Hey, better.
No,
No.
No, now I hear it. Wow, wow,
Now it's
wow.
gone.
Yep, gone.
Yeah, it's that table.
Just yeah, there you go.
We
Don't touch
good?
it.
We
Don't touch it.
alright?
But what I was saying is, that's how they get a lot of these protesters, because when you're on public property, there's certain rules, and when you're on private property, there's certain rules. Certain rules for the authorities too on public and private property.
Right.
Like I said, when you politely walk authorities to your line, you make sure, because now they know that you know. So now if you step over that line, you could be fucked quick. And I'm not meaning step over the line like being an asshole. I'm like, you done stepped on the public property now.
Right.
You got a certain amount of protection, and not very many, but certain amount of protections on your own property, whether it comes out to a lawsuit or anything in that matter.
Right.
And now, and like I said, that goes to the protesters, like I was going on about last week. I don't care what side you're on. I'm pro-Jew. Hey, whatever. That don't matter. Whether you're protesting for the Jews or whether you're protesting for Palestine, you got to know where the fuck to do it. And that's another thing about that whole summer of love. They let all them fuck people destroy these cities, calling it protests. So now that's the new norm. That's what these kids think a protest is let's go fuck shit up and steal shit. No, that's not protesting.
Mm-mm.
And even in an unpeaceful protest, when did fucking stealing a pair of shoes ever help Dr. Martin Luther King? When did Malcolm X told you to go to the Tesla store and steal you a Tesla emblem to make a goddamn necklace? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the fact is that these kids are going on to private property, private school property, and pulling fuck shit and thinking that they can because they're an American and they have the right to protest. No, you stupid fuck. Maybe go take a government class, a civics class, maybe a social studies. That's 8th grade. Social studies. Yeah. We learned this back then. Gen X learned this back then. You protest on public property. On public. Even all back in the day when the civil rights protests were going on and they were shooting people down with the hoses and shit. That was in the public streets. Didn't nobody rob nobody. White folks or black folks. Oh, see, you tried to fucking grabbed it again. And that's why these kids is getting their ass whooped on the campuses. And it ain't so much by regular local law enforcement. I'm sure these campuses have their own private security also. So you want to push? I mean, like all these protests that you've seen in the past before the summer of love, you notice there was in public parks, they were on public street, public walkways, public. Here's the difference: Princeton, Youngstown State, Yale,
Well,
Harvard. If you got state in there, that's public. That's government owned. You could do your fuck shit. But when you got Ivy, you got Ivy shit going on in there. You got phantoms in the teachers' parking lots. Yeah, no, you're not pulling fuck shit there. You're gonna get beat up.
Right. But as far as like the protest goes, like when companies go on strike, you know what I mean? They sit at the property line,
right,
and protest peacefully. You know what I mean? That is a protest. That's what you get. Non-violent.
Even back in the days when they did the days of Jimmy Hoffa and all that, when the mobs was in with the unions and stuff, when they had their non-peaceful protest, they still did that shit on the line. It was still when they were brawling. If you was a scab, you had to try to fucking make your way into work. But they stayed the fuck where they were supposed to be.
Right.
There was a code of ethics, if you will, a fucking a gentlemanly fucking, look, if we gonna do this, there's a time and a place to do this.
Right.
And now these fucking idiots. I mean, and then the people who defend these fucking kids, do you know you stupid fucks who are defending these kids are the same ones who put this fuck idea in their head? So you put this stupid idea in this kid's head. You sent them out the fucking front line to die, thinking that little fucking sign in their hand and maybe a can of fucking mace is gonna fucking save them. And when they get beat down for breaking the fucking rules, it's everybody else's fault but your stupid ass for telling your kid to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And that just goes for all the shit, all the cop shit in general, the fucking racist shit that's been happening in general for the past fucking 8 years. This fucking all this shit. Quit fucking telling your kids that they're above the fucking law. Quit telling your kids that they're above any kind of authority or even criticism. Quit telling your kids if somebody doesn't think the same way that they're fucking wrong. We will never get ahead in society if you keep making these closed-minded fuckwits. And I don't give a fuck what color they are. So, ooh, fuck. Drop the cigarette on the damn floor.
Burn this motherfucker down.
So, there was another article that while we were setting up, Greg and I came across. And, it was something that we were kind of up in the air about on both sides of this. Let me find it. There is I believe she's an actress. Her name is Angie Harmon. And I just can't get over this picture of this dog, man. This dog is just, it's killing me looking at it.
Okay, I remember what we. All right, I got it.
So I'm gonna read you the bullet points of this article real quick. Angie Harmon's dog Oliver was shot and killed on May 30th by an Instacart delivery driver who told Charlotte Mecklenburg police that he acted in self-defense. Now, first thoughts on that first bullet point. Did that fucking dog come at dude? My old lady delivers for Amazon. My buddy's old lady delivers for Amazon. They get a lot of dogs come at them. A lot of them are not friendly. I could understand. I get that. Especially if it's a big dog, especially if you're a woman or even a small dude, I get it. In America, we're allowed to carry. I don't know about the laws over there in Charlotte, but over here in Ohio, we got open carry. Shit like this. Even though you don't hear about it over here. You haven't heard no shit like this yet.
He said yet.
So that's just the first thought on the first bullet point. But wait till we get into this shit. Harmon has since filed a lawsuit against Instacart and the delivery driver, Christopher Anthony Reed, for alleged trespassing. This is not defamation, and the only reason why I'm saying this is because I've been watching a lot of the Trump shit, and they've been getting him in a lot of fuck shit. So this is not defamation. This is public. This is on Yahoo fucking News. The article originally is from, it's from People Magazine, May 15th of 2024. So motherfuckers, this is nothing what we're not defaming nobody. Or whatever that fucking horse shit. Okay. So, second bullet point. Harmon has since filed a lawsuit against Instacart and the delivery driver, Chris Anthony Reed, for alleged trespassing, negligence, invasion of privacy, and more. They're given the name of her attorneys or whatever, is seeking over $25,000 in damages, though the exact amount will be determined at trial. First of all, $25,000. I think I'd be going for a little bit more than that. I mean, $25,000 seems like they might just settle that shit out of court. And
It
then,
probably would.
and at this point, especially the way I read this article, this woman ain't about the money. The woman is about, this is some fuck shit that happened.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause, I mean, obviously she's already wealthy. What's 25 grand gonna do? That's like, 25 cents to one of us.
Right.
A quarter is handy, but fuck, here's a quarter. you know. So
Yep.
here Harmon speaks to people about the traumatic incident and why she's taking legal actions to ensure this never happens again. Over a month ago, Angie Harmon heard a single gunshot from outside her home in Charlotte, North Carolina, while she was feeding her two squirrels upstairs. Country folk at that. You got two squirrels upstairs that you feeding?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they're country folk. She immediately opened the window to hear what the commotion was. Oh my God, oh my God, did you just shoot our dog? She heard her daughter Avery scream out from the front lawn. So now the daughter, I mean, how old is the daughter? The daughter's 18 years old, but still, that kid just watched her dog get murdered. All right. See, she's, I guess she's an alumni from Rizzoli and Isles. Is that a movie or a show?
I'm not sure.
See, when she glanced down from the second floor, she could see her German Shepherd and German Shepherd Beagle mix lying helplessly on the front porch. He was just looking at me, Harmon remembers, sharing her heartbreak exclusively. All right, we don't need the fluff on there.
Right.
But now there's just people that, and I noticed the way they wrote this article. The first time I heard it or read it, they separated it and made it sound like two dogs. It wasn't a German Shepherd and a Beagle. It was a German Shepherd Beagle mix. This dog was small. It looked like a fucking corgi. I looked like a fat fucking corgi. The picture is here. It's heartbreaking looking at this dog's picture. Helpless on the front, and I tell you that just to give you the size of the dog.
Right.
I mean, mid-sized dog, mid-size. Nothing vicious. This dog look. I mean, Oliver, who the dog's name was Oliver, whom Harmon and her daughters rescued from a shelter in Dallas, Texas, when he was 4 years old, had been their best friend, constant companion ever since. He gave them love that kept them safe, but a day before fucking Easter, Jesus Christ, everything changed. Harmon ran out the front door barefoot. She was yelling, "What's going on?" We don't need all the details of what she was wearing. A nightgown. Let's see. A few feet away, Christopher Anthony Reed, a grocery delivery service driver, stood silent after he allegedly shot their beloved canine. We were running, screaming, crying. I remember thinking how weird. Like, why isn't he helping? Why is he just watching us like entertainment? Says Harmon. The police department learned in their investigation that after Reed delivered the food to Harmon's residence, he claimed the dog attacked him and he defended himself by firing a single shot, striking and mortally wounding the dog, per the police statement. Afterward, according to Harmon, the driver allegedly placed his gun in the front of his pants. So he stood over these fucking girls while they're crying over this dog with a goddamn gun in front of him. So that takes us back to our bullet point about the dude, if it was a small dude, because we're gonna find out here shortly that this not only was a dude who was impersonating an old man on Instagram, his grandfather, but he was a big. They describe him as a big, intimidating dude. Now, just think about that. And I'm 5'7". I'm not. I don't consider myself an intimidating looking person or individual or any, and by no means. This is a fucking corgi. A fucking corgi. Really? You big bitch. You big bitch. Your foot was probably bigger than this fucking dog's head. You big pussy bitch. Oh,
Yep.
let's keep going. All right. Uh, yeah, I shot your dog. I shot him. That's a quote from him. Reed allegedly said to her at the time. She further claimed he just kept saying that over and over again. So now he's got this gun in his fucking waist over these women. I shot your dog. I shot your dog.
Hmm.
He wasn't agitated. He wasn't afraid. He wasn't mad. He wasn't sorry. He wasn't helping us. He wasn't anything. I was like, what are you talking about? Moments later, she saw Oliver bleeding heavily on the concrete. He had been shot in the back or back right shoulder. So the dog was fucking running away.
Well, it
And
could have
the
been.
dog was shot in the fucking back.
Mm-hmm. Well, it could have been a straight down shot too. You got to figure it's a small dog, depending on how close he was to him.
Let's see. Moments later, she saw Oliver bleeding heavily on the concrete. He had been shot in his back right shoulder.
So is that his hip?
Dude.
I would imagine it would be his hip.
Yeah.
His back one.
Yeah.
So again,
Yeah.
that could have
So
been.
the dog was.
No, again, it could have been a downward shot. I mean, I agree the dog was probably running. You know what I mean? But again, that could have been a downward shot. We don't that we can't really. You know what I mean? We can't decipher.
Okay, so according to Harmon, the impact broke all 5 of his ribs, and the bullet went through his lung, bounced off his stomach, and then exited his left arm. That guy put that fucking gun right up to that fucking dog. There was no downward. There was no afraid. That motherfucker fucking shot.
Yep. Well, now I need to know if this guy's got charges on him or
yeah, because anybody who knows me knows I volunteer at an animal shelter, dog rescue, and this infuriates me for being the build and the small. Is I'm not the smallest dude in the world, but I sure as fuck ain't the biggest. I have been in kennels with dogs that don't know me, pit bulls that were fucking angry and agitated, closed in. And I never had to fucking pull a goddamn gun. You sorry big pussy bitch. All right. When she quickly returned to the house to grab towels, her youngest daughter, Emery, 15. So now there's another little kid. All right, well, we'll say the one's adult. So there's an 18-year-old adult and there's a 15-year-old little girl was shaking and crying. She was like, Mommy, no. All right, well, Mommy, no, go take care of him. Help Oliver, help Oliver. But as soon as Harmon tried to lift him, she says her legs gave out. We picked Ollie up all the time, but I couldn't get him to the car. She admitted she buckled. Her dog was dying. While Avery called 911, Harmon said she and her daughter lifted the dog, but they were both traumatized by his physical appearance. Apparently, Harmon rushed Oliver to the emergency vet when the doctors tried to revive him. She remained in shock on her hands and knees in the parking lot sobbing. I just couldn't breathe. I couldn't get up. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't help him. As much as I kept trying, I kept failing, she says. When I went in there, they were doing CPR on him, and they did that from 7 to 13 minutes. And everything just got really still, and I watched them cover his eyes. I watched everything got really still. There I was watching him covered in his blood. In court documents obtained by People, Harmon is now suing Instacart and Reed, claiming she believed that she was interacting with the delivery driver named Merle on the app, whose profile picture depicted an old woman while answering questions about her order prior to the incident. So I don't know. I've never used Instacart or anything like that, but apparently you get to choose who's doing your shopping or whatever. They got like profile shits or whatever. It says, however, her attorney claims that Reed, whose father's name is Merle, per records viewed by the People. So I thought it was his grandfather. My fault. was the one who arrived at Harmon's property to deliver the groceries. The suit alleges Reed was impersonating Merle on the Instacart app. So not only was he impersonating his dad, but he had an old woman's picture up. And consequently, Harmon had no idea she'd been communicating with Reed, who is described in documents as a tall, intimidating younger man. You big pussy!
I knew that was coming.
Dude, this is infuriating me. The suit further alleges that Reed was not injured or seriously threatened. Yeah, no shit. By Harmon's dog and had ample opportunity to leave the property unharmed without shooting the dog. Harmon is suing for alleged trespassing, conversion, negligent supervision, hiring invasion, and privacy. And that's a lot of like shit.
A lot of charges.
Company part. Yeah, most of that shit is the company part. Because I thought about, how would they be suing for the trespassing? But the trespassing is because you're not Merle and you're not a woman.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how. So fuck you. Fuck you. I'm glad they found that loophole. Fuck you, Merle, and your fuckwit kid. And your granny fucking picture.
Right.
Hiring and let's see. $25,000 in damages, though the exact amount will be determined. In the statement about the incidents of people in April, Instacart noted that they had suspended the shopper from the platform and were working with local law enforcement on their investigation. On May 14th, the company provided a further statement. Our hearts continue to be with Miss Harmon and her family following this disturbing incident. While we cannot comment on the pending litigation, we have no tolerance for violence of any kind, and the shopper account has been permanently deactivated. I mean, there's really nothing else they could really do aside from, they're going to end up having to pay some shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
honestly, I don't think the company should have to pay anything. It should be the motherfucker that shot him and whoever was involved in that account. Well, that's who should be paying the money.
I'm thinking
way more than $25,000.
I think. Well, yeah, I feel like that too. But I think that the whole thing with the company is, and that's why I was trying to. It kind of, I guess, goes with the negligence, but they're not doing a well enough background check, and that's just that's the day and age now, man. We don't get that. You don't know who's picking you up for Uber. You don't know who's picking you up for DoorDash or who's bringing DoorDash. You don't know. All you got is a picture. That is the problem with this fucking video game that everybody's addicted to now. This fucking phone, this fucking internet, the computer. This is the reason why shit like this, like we never had no fuck shit like this before.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody shot your dog fucked them up or fucked their kid up. Mm-hmm. That was the only time that we ever warned growing up, you go shoot a dog. If the dog's like hurt or lame or something like that, if it's suffering, you put it out of its misery. If that dog attacked your kid, like one of the babies or a neighbor baby or whatever, you fucking hate to do it, but it be like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only time. That is the only time.
Animals are animals still, man. I don't care if they're domesticated or not. They still have animal instincts. And
right. I get it. Sometimes, I mean, not all good people are good. Not all animals are good.
Exactly.
I mean, and a lot of times it goes back to just like people. It's the way they were raised.
Mm-hmm.
That dog could have been, a beautiful animal, but how Bill Burr said on at 3:00 in the morning, so maybe the old owner came in drunk and used to beat the fuck out of the dog at 3:00 every time the fucking microwave went off. The dog, so here's the microwave, and he's like, I ain't taking this shit no more.
Right. So you never know, man.
So let's see. Per their user agreement on Instacart prohibits any violence or aggression on their platform, including carrying a weapon. So he wasn't even supposed to be carrying a weapon to begin with.
Right. Well, the person that owned the account. Well, I guess he wasn't breaking the rule. He wasn't carrying the gun, I guess.
They also prohibited fraud, including sharing account information and delegating shopping and delivering responsibilities to someone who does not have an active or valid shopper account. Only individuals who have a valid or active shopper account may shop on their platform and must be ones who accept and deliver to customers. and I see that yeah, okay, we get that. All you have to do is click yes or I agree. Nobody's coming to your
There
house to see. Nobody's checking to see if this is the actual driver or if this is the
now
actual
that like even
delivery
like
person.
'cause I was gonna sign up for I think DoorDash,
Uh-huh.
and then they want all kinds of shit, your ID number, your social security number, all that shit. So they get enough background information. You know what I
Well,
mean?
yeah, but that's once
But
you got your account set up,
mm-hmm.
then I could. If your phone goes off and you asleep, and I look at your phone, I could go make that delivery,
Right. Which
and
is
they have no
why
idea about that.
they they do the whole photo thing so you know who's supposed to be showing up. You know what I mean? Make it safer is what it's all that's all about. But no, they do background checks and all that shit. They just can't because they can have a door dasher that's been with them for 4 years and that happened. You know what I mean? They can't be held liable because somebody else is fucking lack. You know what I mean?
Let's
That's
see.
the way I look at it. But my thing is why didn't this person have their own Instacart deal and
Right.
doing it on their own shit?
So someone's
So
already shady off the rip.
right, that's I don't know. That's awfully funny.
Let's see. So where are we at? Only individual validated to properly background check shoppers have access to private. When Harmon returned home, the police questioned Reed for about 45 minutes while she says they talked to us for 10 minutes and then they let him go. She continues, but he didn't have a mark on him. He didn't have a scratch. He didn't have torn jeans. He didn't have a puncture mark. Most importantly, he didn't even ask for help. He says he was attacked multiple times by Ollie and that he had to kick him off, but he didn't even ask for a band-aid. You pussy bitch motherfucker, you murdered that goddamn dog. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Yep,
Oh, wait a minute. See, Thorne sent me some.
I got you.
Uh,
Well,
oh yeah. See, there's another for background checks. So good. This is local. I ain't gonna put her name out here because she's like family to me. But this just happened to her granddaughter 13 hours ago.
hmm,
Ordered DoorDash. DoorDasher comes. Some dude comes to the door. How old is she? How old is she? 3 minutes later. 16. So the DoorDasher drops off the food. There was a mix-up. The girl called the dude. He said, "I'll bring it back." The dude starts hitting on the girl. Grown ass man. Said, she told him, go away. So the words are, "Oh, you're mighty pretty to not be 17 yet." How pretty she is. She's not 17 yet. And then another minute later. So after he left, after he started trying to spit game to this little girl, he calls her phone and starts trying to ask her out.
yep,
How much of a background? And that's DoorDash. That ain't even Instacart. That's fucking DoorDash.
right.
And that's real. That's in Camel right now.
Hmm.
13 hours ago it happened.
Yep.
I mean, shit. There's a whole huge paragraph of it. I mean, I just gave you the gist of it, but that's a perfect example. We talk like, that's why they do a background check. I understand. I get that. But I mean, fuck that. How many background checks did they do on these CPS people who are letting these fucking criminals rape these kids in the back room when they're supposed to be watching for supervised visitation?
Hmm. So that just goes to show with everything, you're going to have a bad apple and everything. I don't care what it is. For example, the whole DoorDash thing. You know what I mean? It's a great thing. It's a great opportunity for people to be able to work and not have to work in an office, and you know what I mean. And you're always going to have somebody that fucks it up.
Oh,
Always.
so I ended reading this after it says he didn't ask for the ambulance.
Mm.
There's more to this horse shit.
Oh, here we go.
4 hours later, Harmon claims Reed allegedly delivered food to one of her neighbors. even though she says Instacart supposedly suspended him.
Well, I don't know, dude. I think all that would that's a short time span. You know what I mean? 4 hours to get a report made, get it to Instacart, have everything done.
I would think that if this is, if the police call you and say, "Hey, Merle is shooting things," maybe
Yeah,
you need to quit sending them to the store.
right. Very true. Very true. I give you that.
Let's see. It's just so unnecessary. If this man was afraid of dogs, why is he a delivery person hiding underneath a false identity, carrying a gun? Yeah, that's what we just asked. If he's so scared of dogs, why wouldn't he have pepper spray, an air horn, or a stick? There's no way that this man was in such bodily danger that he needed to shoot our 43-pound dog.
Right.
When Harmon and her two daughters visited Oliver at the vet later on, he was struggling to survive. My girls repeated, "I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry." Shortly after Oliver died, Emery they felt so guilty because the last thing he saw with her was running away from him instead of coming to help. I had the girls leave the room, then cried to him. I felt like I was going to throw up, and I did. Yeah, these poor people were
People are fucked up, man. And the society today is just it ain't getting no fucking better.
That incident was so bad, and I'm usually not into this, but I mean, just I could picture how this shit goes down.
Hmm. Me
But
too.
these girls are in therapy now for PTSD.
Right. The only difference between me and them two is I'd have been in therapy in prison because I'd have shot that motherfucker right on my front porch.
Uh,
Just saying. But then again, he might even knew that it was only two women there and shot
yeah,
them.
yeah.
You know what I
See,
mean?
that's what I'm thinking. Because that's what when you step back and you take the dog out of this, and you just look at the way this whole setup happened. This is
Hmm.
a big dude who's door dashing under a false identity, delivering to a house full of women with a gun.
Right. So that's why I
That
said
that
there's a
don't that
lot of,
don't that
lot
don't
of
scream odd. Just I mean, at
there's
just the
way
best.
too much shit in that whole situation that just don't make no fucking sense. So
Who's to say,
something
I'll
there.
even play devil's advocate. Who's to say that dog didn't attack that man?
Right.
Why? Why would that dog attack that man? Huh? Because he was coming in a goddamn house after the fucking woman who's taking care of him?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So at no way do I feel that this man has any chance in this. Fuck you, Chris Reed, or Merle, or whoever the fuck you are. Fuck you. Fuck you. I hope you fall on a goddamn pine cone and it sticks in your eyes.
Two of them.
Oh, piece of shit. Yeah, these
Yep.
poor. I mean, and I'm looking at these pictures at the biggest, because 43 pounds makes you think, it sounds kind of big. No, it really not even for a dog, especially if the dog is longer. This looked like he looked like a little coffee table. Man, prayers for these people. Shout out to Ollie and over the Rainbow Bridge. Um, we done went over our time. This has been What the Fuck Wednesday. Thanks for listening to us bullshit. Be good to each other. I'm
Good
out.
night, y'all.